We all think that scientists are usually the ones with all the answers. They're the ones who tell us how the world works and which animals are still roaming around. But it turns out, scientists also make mistakes. We've been told for decades that certain creatures were wiped off the face of the earth, gone forever, nothing but bones and museum exhibits. But what if I told you that some of those animals termed as extinct are actually living to this day, far away from humans? You're in the right place to see the evidence that the scientists got it wrong. Today, we're looking at 7 animals declared extinct that are almost certainly still alive. We're going to look at everything from living armored animals to cloud-spotted cats in the trees. But you'll want to stick around for our final animal. It's a creature so extraordinary and its survival is so debated right now that a single footage has the entire scientific community in a total debate. Animal number 1, the Formosan clouded leopard. Let's start with a cat that is basically a master of hide and seek. For years, the Formosan clouded leopard was the pride of tribes in Taiwan. They used to wear its skin as a cloth. It's got these beautiful cloud-like spots all over its body and a tail so long it uses it like a balancing pole when it's on trees. But in 2013, scientists officially called it. They spent over a decade setting up 13,000 camera traps all over the mountains. They didn't catch a single photo, not one. So they confirmed to the world that the Formosan's clouded leopard has officially gone extinct. But here's where it gets interesting. The local indigenous tribes, like the Paiwan people, never believed them. They've lived in those mountains for thousands of years, and they say the leopard, which they call the rikulao, has a sacred spirit inside it that knows how to avoid humans. You see, these cats are semi-arboreal, meaning they live half their lives on trees. If they don't want to be seen, they won't be. In 2019, rangers actually reported seeing them hunting goats in the wild. And this new data from 2025 shows traces of leopard activity in areas so remote, humans haven't stepped foot there in a century. Animal number 2, Delcourt's giant gecko. Nowadays, most geckos we see are tiny. They sit on porches and hunt bugs all day. But imagine a gecko the size of your forearm, a 2-foot-long lizard with bark-like skin and a thick, powerful tail. This is Delcourt's giant gecko. For over 100 years, the only known proof we had that this animal even existed was a single stuffed specimen sitting in Marseille Museum in France. No one knew where it initially came from or how it got there. It was a total mystery. Scientists assumed it was initially from New Zealand and that it became extinct when humans arrived. But in 2023, DNA tests changed everything. It turns out this giant gecko belongs to the islands of New Caledonia. New Caledonia is a well-known island for having lost worlds of reptiles. It's full of deep volcanic caves and massive, ancient trees. Locals have long told stories of a kawekawau, a local term for a giant striped lizard that hides in the forest canopy. Because they're nocturnal and live high up in the trees, they are almost impossible to spot. Recently, drone footage from 2024 has shown heat signatures of large lizard-shaped animals moving through the trees at night. If these giants are still there, they've managed to stay hidden simply by living in a place where we aren't looking. Animal number 3, the pink-headed duck. The pink-headed duck was originally located in Myanmar and India. This type of duck is so rare, it has earned the infamous nickname, the ghost duck. This duck has a bright neon pink head that stands out like a sore thumb against the basic green marshes. It was declared probably extinct in 1949. Since then, millions of dollars have been spent on expeditions to find it. After a long and tiresome search, most of the people gave up. The main reasons put out for the extinction of the pink-headed duck was habitat loss and hunting. But here's the thing about all ducks. They are well known for migrating. In 2014, local fishermen in northern Myanmar reported seeing bright pink flashes among flocks of other ducks. Then, in 2026, a team used a new technology called eDNA. Basically, they take a bucket of water from a lake and look for microscopic traces of skin or feathers. And they reported they found traces of pink-headed duck DNA in a remote lake called Indaogyai. Animal number 4, Gigantopithecus. Imagine an orangutan, but it's 10 feet tall and weighs over 1,000 pounds. It becomes a Gigantopithecus, which is the largest ape to ever walk the earth. The official story is that they died out 300,000 years ago because they couldn't adapt to the changing climate. But for a long time, people in the Himalayas and the forests of China have told stories of a massive, hairy forest man. Scientists were sure that this creature had gone extinct. But recently, they found new fossils in karst caves that showed these apes might have lived much closer to our timeline than we thought. These karst systemized caves are like giant stone honeycombs with thousands of hidden caves. It's the perfect place for a giant ape to live off the grid. There's been a massive debate over a footage that surfaced on Fox News that shows a huge orange-haired creature with a very specific heavy stride. That is too big to be a bear and too massive to be a person. Animal number 5, the glyptodon. If you take an armadillo and put in the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, you get a glyptodon. These things were covered in a massive bony dome of armor that could stop a predator's teeth like it was nothing. We were told they died out 10,000 years ago when the climate warmed up. But recent evidence suggests they were still being hunted by humans much more recently than that. In the remote pampas of Argentina, farmers have been reporting mystery mounds in the tall grass for generations. They describe them as moving rocks. A riverbed search found 4 of these animals' shells all facing the same direction, perfectly preserved. The crazy part about it is, the DNA taken from it links them directly to the modern giant armadillo. But some experts believe a small, dwarf version of the original tank is still burrowing deep underground in the South American scrubland. They spend their lives under the dirt, only coming up at night, which is why we've missed them for thousands of years. Animal number 6, the Zanzibar leopard. On the island of Unguja, in Zanzibar, there was once a leopard unlike any other. It was smaller than mainland leopards, with evolved rosetted spots that helped it vanish into the dense tropical scrub. But in the 1990s, scientists officially declared it had gone extinct. This wasn't a normal extinction. It was a targeted campaign. Local legends claimed that these leopards were actually kept by witches and used as familiars to cause harm to villagers. Because of this, the government sponsored hunters to track down and kill every single one. But the islanders kept reporting sightings. They said the cats had just moved deeper into the Jozani forest in 2018. During a wildlife shoot, a camera trap caught a grainy, unmistakable image of a leopard moving through the brush. It was the first official photo in decades. Just like the clouded leopard in Taiwan, this cat survived by becoming a ghost. It learned that humans are the ultimate predator, so it stopped being seen. Animal number 7, the thylacine. The Tasmanian tiger, or the thylacine. It's the holy grail of extinct animals. The last known one died in a zoo in 1936, and since then, it's become the legend of the Australian bushes. It's got stripes like a tiger, a head like a wolf, and a pouch like a kangaroo. It's one of the weirdest animals nature ever designed. Scientists have spent decades saying it's 100% gone. They've even started projects to try and clone it back to life. But why would they want to clone something that's already there? In 2023, a massive study showed that the thylacine likely survived in the wild well into the 1980s and 90s. And just a few weeks ago, a footage went viral from Clifton Springs. It shows a dog-like animal with clear stripes on its back and a stiff, thick tail. But the smoking gun is how it moves. It has a weird double bounce hop that is unique to the thylacine. Experts are currently tearing this footage apart, but for the people of Tasmania, there's no doubt that the tiger is still alive to this day. At the end of the day, extinct might just be a word for animals that are a whole lot better at hiding than we are at finding them. But if you think a tiger hiding in Australia is crazy, wait until you see the 5 discoveries scientists found under the Arctic ice. We're covering that in our next video. If you want to see that footage the second it drops, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like so the algorithm knows you're ready for the truth. Thanks for watching, and keep your eyes on the truth.